If you go visit Google's keyword tool, you'll notice at the top they have a new link to their beta keyword tool. Now, if you spend a lot of time within the Google AdWords interface, you'll see this is exactly like what you've seen within the Google AdWords interface. So this will be easy for you to understand, and also if you're a potential advertiser, you'll get a glimpse of what you will see within the Google AdWords interface here. So we're going to check out the new keyword tool here. So click on the link. Okay, here I've clicked on the link and I'm presented with a CAPTCHA. If you're logged into your AdWords account, then you won't see this. But here, as I'm not logged in, I'm presented with a CAPTCHA that I type in. If you're familiar with your existing keyword tool, notice that at the top they're similar in that you can choose either a word or a phrase you're interested in, and or a website. So here I'm going with the phrase "Learn Spanish," and where it really gets interesting is within the advanced options. That's where the new keyword tool begins to differentiate itself from the old one. Okay, so here is where it gets interesting. We've opened the advanced options. We can see that we can choose location and languages, and then we can show stats for mobile search. So right now, as mobile search is up and coming, I'm going to disable this, but I'm going to show. So similar to the old keyword tool here, we can show all keyword ideas or ideas containing my search term. So we can go a little broad with all keyword ideas, or keep it narrow with ideas just related to my search term. Now here's where it gets interesting too. We have ways to filter our search results. So we can filter our search results based on the number of global monthly searches, competition, ad share, search share. So we can look for highly searched terms or search terms with low volume, and so on. So this can help us build out a targeted keyword list. Okay, so here are the filters, and they're interesting here. You can search global monthly searches. I prefer to do that because sometimes local monthly searches is not always 100% accurate. You can search competition. This may or may not be relevant in terms of SEO, search engine optimization, but this competition is a metric they pull from their pay-per-click advertisers. And then also search share. Whether this term has a certain percentage of search, whether the term shows up on a certain percentage of ads, and then estimated cost per click. So this may be relevant for PPC advertisers. So filter your terms accordingly, and play around with this to get the search results you want, or build a keyword list you want, and then we'll look at how you can further separate this keyword list here on the next screen. Okay, now if you've spent any time within the Google AdWords interface, the new beta they just released a few months ago, beginning around 2010, these categories should be familiar to you. Now here we're searched in the Learn Spanish online market, and they have put all of our search terms under the category of computer products that are sold in Learn Spanish. So again, these categories should be familiar to you. We can also start to group related terms. So we can see down at the bottom it has contains. So we can look for search terms that contain Learn Spanish, or Learning Spanish, or To Speak Spanish. So we can group things accordingly to various search phrases that are spit back. Okay, on the left-hand side we can see that what we talked about here: Learn Spanish, Learning Spanish, Spanish, which is I might uncheck because it's just too broad, and then To Speak Spanish. So you could filter terms according to that. So if you really wanted to get into very very long tail, To Speak Spanish, To Speak Spanish well, To Speak Spanish fluently, if you wanted to target keyword terms around those phrases, you would just unclick the other boxes. One of the final things about the keyword tool we're going to look at is integration with Google Insights. Now, if you look at the little looking glass, if you click on that, that'll take you to Google Insights. So let's click on that, and we'll click on the one for Learning Spanish, and we'll go to the Google Insights page. So here we are. We're looking at Google Insights for the search term Learning Spanish. And if you aren't familiar with Google Insights, I highly recommend you check it out. It gives you an insight into the keyword and how it's doing over time, geographically, rising or falling searches. Here we can see that learning Spanish is pretty much held steady over the last year, and we can scroll down and see where it's where there's most of a geographic interest. There we go down, we see United States, India, United Kingdom, Canada. So we can see at a glance the heat map of what where learning Spanish is popular. You can see it's in India, surprisingly enough, United Arab Emirates, and then also we get some ideas of rising searches, which are great if you want to capitalize on trends. We can see learning Spanish worksheets is up, learning for Spanish for kids, Spanish learning online. All of these are rising in interest, and we can see some top searches. So we can take some of these ideas, language learning in Spanish, and feed them back into the keyword tool. So having all these tools integrated in one easy to use keyword tool is a blessing, and we think you'll like Google Keywords tool. Take advantage of the filtering. Be sure to click on the advanced options filtering, and then try out the contains feature to filter your keywords even more. Okay, thanks. I hope this was helpful.